Yo, what up, world? Welcome to episode 8 of the Dawg Money Sports Show. I go by Money Marvin. I'm sitting here with my boy, Big Chubbs. What it do, man?
Blessed and highly favored.
There you go.
I ain't gonna play.
It took you 8 weeks, but you got it right.
Hey, I'm gonna bring it back. How was your weekend, man?
Man, it was good, man. I just found out I'm about to have another niece.
Absolutely.
You know?
I told you it was gonna be a girl.
Yeah, well,
I told you.
the cans told me it was gonna be a girl too when they let out that pink silly string. So don't feel special.
I wish we could get the video of Marv letting out that pink silly string.
No,
we might have to insert that on there real quick.
It's for the family memories.
That is so funny to me, boy. But man, I had a blast this weekend. Circuit was dope when we went. Circuit was dope.
Made a little money.
Man, made you some money. East Carolina messed me up. I did win a couple of straight bets, so I'm cool on that. But I missed out on my parlays. That's what killed me. And what's crazy is I literally lost, and you saw my tickets.
Yeah, man.
Literally lost.
I feel bad for you.
All of them by one pick. But it's cool. It's week one. That's why we said, hey, don't invest too much stock into week one of college football. You never know what's going to happen.
How many tickets you put in this weekend?
So I had 3 one-teamers, straight bets. And then I had 4, maybe 5 little parlays. But those was like in between $5 and $1. Mm-hmm. You know, something just to be able to watch something going on. So I had fun. It actually gave me a chance to really sit there and pay attention to what's going on so that now I can kind of get a feel for the teams.
I feel you.
You know?
Same, man. I hit a 3-teamer this weekend.
Yeah.
I also put in that 5-teamer. Went 4 out of 5 on that.
Man.
And that was like randomly picked. We was on our way leaving the circuit.
Right.
I was like, let me go ahead and bet on these 12:30 games.
And
for some reason, I'm like, I don't think that Miami was going to cover this 49.5.
I told you, Bethune.
Fools get out there and win by 60.
What was the one that killed you on that one? You remember?
Bethune-Cookman versus Miami.
Yeah, man.
I took that plus 49.5, thinking fat meat wasn't greasy.
Yeah. Miami trying to show out now. So we're going to roll over into the news. NBA news. Donovan Mitchell was traded to the Cavs. It seems like for pennies for what New York was for what New York was giving them.
They can't catch a break, man. I don't know who was in there negotiating, but he ain't doing something right.
New York sports fans or New York sports fans. Man, I feel bad for them. Steph Curry, his jersey was retired by Davidson this weekend, or maybe last weekend, but his jersey was retired by Davidson. He graduated, and they told him once he graduated, they'll retire his college jersey.
Oh, that's dope.
And they gave him, this man has had his own special graduation just for him.
For real?
just for him in the gym. And I was like, yo, that's wild that you have your own special graduation just for you. But congratulations to that, man. Man, they couldn't wait. Because I guess the coach has 100% graduation. Man.
Graduation rate?
Yeah, thank you.
It's hard saying.
I'm already, that's like a tongue twister. But yeah, in injury news in the NBA, Chet Holmgren, number 2 pick out of Oklahoma City, he injured his foot and he's out for the season. That's a bad break for them. They still a young team, and I didn't expect much from Oklahoma City yet, but he had a lot of promise. He kind of reminded me of Kevin Durant in a sense, his style of play.
Well, what league was he playing in when he injured himself?
One of those Spain leagues, or maybe it was it was something like that, some kind of league like that.
So what's your opinion about athletes playing, or professional athletes playing in these opposite leagues? Knowing you make it, if anything, you're making pennies compared to your NBA contract, or...
I almost feel like the kids like that, like your Dirks, like your Lucas, it's almost like wrong to tell them, nah, you can't go play in those leagues.
It's wrong to tell anybody you can't play.
That's where, yeah, definitely. But if we talking about money, if I'm a NBA exec, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to need you to chill just a little bit. But
injury
you can literally get injured anywhere. You could be training in the gym with your trainer again.
Right.
So it really, I would let him play. I mean, that keeps him fresh throughout the year.
Right.
So I would just chill out a little bit. Don't go too crazy, you know. WNBA news.
Prayers going out to him and his healing. And
Definitely,
everything,
definitely. I hope he comes back 100% and balling. WNBA news. The Lady Aces are up 2-1, and they are one game away from closing out. And that is happening while we're recording. So,
right. So if you see me looking up, I'm watching.
Yeah. We just taking a quick peek. But that is we rooting for them. I definitely want to see them in the finals.
Man, for sure. I'm going.
I'm going too. We all going. Dog money. We going. That's facts. Tennis news. Serena, the GOAT. Williams. Her run is over.
I was expecting it.
That run is over. We'll never hear that again. That's for sure. Unless you're watching some old YouTube videos.
Oh, man. She all over YouTube right now.
All over YouTube.
I've been seeing all kind of matches lately now.
But she exited round 3. Congratulations to her on a superb career. She set the tone. Game changer. Man. Like, from the beads with her sister to the dresses to the kicks to the crip walking. The
greatest ever, dog.
She literally did it her way, and I'm grateful that we actually got a chance to witness that. It's kind of made me sad just because I feel like now we're starting to watch all our people that we grew up watching and loving retiring.
Right.
The game is passing us for real now. So
nice way of saying we getting old.
The game is passing us for real now. It's crazy, right? Now, college football news. A big thing I think that was important, more so for outside of the SEC, Big Ten, ACC maybe, if you throw in Clemson, that college football playoffs was expanded to 12 teams. And that can happen as soon as 2024 through 2026.
We've only been asking that since the first year.
Only been asking that. And it's crazy that it seems like they've had an issue the whole time. But Division 2 has been doing playoffs for years.
And they can't figure
You
it out.
can't just look at Division 2 and say, hey, they got a system going. We can't model this a little bit? Nah, they gotta reinvent the wheel.
It's too good of an idea. They can't do it.
They gotta reinvent the wheel. It's like, nah, you know what? I don't know if I like that. Now, in the NFL news, the Steelers are retiring Franco Harris's jersey on Christmas Eve. That's a big deal, and I think it should have been done.
Yeah, it should have been done a long time ago. They only retired 3 jerseys.
Right.
His will be the third, if
Right.
I'm not mistaken.
Right. And his should have been done. Like, Franco was a big part of their success.
Raiders hate Franco Harris.
Raiders definitely hate Franco Harris. And in NFL news, for anybody that truly, cares about Super Bowl halftime performances, Ozzy Osbourne will be performing at the halftime show. Not my style of music. I'm not a metal kind of head, so we'll be somewhere. Look, halftime. All right, I'm gonna go take a. When you smell that grass, I'm gonna go take.
Stop.
Outside of that, I mean, there's no other news truly worth going over. There's nothing going on, but college football and NFL starts Thursday.
Oh, I can't wait.
Can't wait.
When we starting off?
Are you ready for some football?
Stop it.
We starting off Thursday with the Rams and the Bills. That's gonna be a good matchup.
Finally gonna see your boy on TV again.
Yes,
You can say his name now. We talk about his team.
I'll talk about him when we talk about the NFL and we get to that. But before we get to the NFL, I want to hop on over to college football. College football had some amazing games this weekend, man. Amazing games this weekend. One of my favorite games that I watched because I had a lot of stock in was the North Carolina State East Carolina game.
Go ahead. Go ahead, get it off your chest.
It hurt me a little. I'm glad that they covered my straight bet. I took East Carolina on my straight bet, but I had a 3-team parlay, straight dogs. All I needed was the kicker to do his job and make the field goal. He had 2 chances at this.
Oh, he did miss both of them, huh?
The first one, that joint went wide right or left. I can't even remember at this point. I stopped looking.
Son, we give you a scholarship to kick footballs.
But
through a yellow post.
But to his but it's a little bit that pressure will get to you if you ain't built for it.
Yeah, obviously he wasn't.
He wasn't built for it in that moment because, man, that's a rivalry game. But
I've seen kickers get death threats for missing.
I'm sure
like
at a rivalry game,
boy,
you could take down a number 13 team in top 25 on your first game. Oh, he definitely getting
remember
those.
that year that Boise State kicker, he got all them threats where they kept him from school?
They probably kept this man from school, honestly. Like, he was probably getting that sign put on the back of his back. Kick me.
Nah, bro. They was coming to his house.
Yo.
They was coming to his crib, bro.
But I saw a lot of good hitting in that game. A lot of good, I think in that game overall, East Carolina had the momentum for the bulk of the game. But they really lost the game based off of mistakes. Special teams, the quarterback threw a couple of picks. And those type of mistakes at the end of the day is what will end you for sure. So it wasn't just
the opposite team capitalizing on all those mistakes every step of the way.
Absolutely. So it wasn't really just the kicker's fault. You got to kind of go throughout the game and see what happened to get to that point.
But we're going to blame the kicker.
We're going to blame the
you
kicker
don't miss
today.
those.
I'm going to tell y'all now, me and Marv do not really bet Oklahoma State. If I bet Oklahoma State, it is first half only. Oklahoma State is known to blow your ticket at the end of the game. Every single time. They were up, dogging Central Michigan. Ended the game 58-44. Wow. They allowed them to backdoor cover.
What was the spread on that initially?
I can't even remember the initial spread. I'm going to have to pull it up.
I remember watching the highlights like, oh, yeah, they rolling.
I stopped watching the game. I think Circa.
I stopped watching after halftime.
Bro, I think Circa even changed the channel. They were like, yeah, this game is over.
Nah, they was pissing me off. They was changing the channel like every commercial. Like, bro, let the game play out.
Let the game play out. And then had Iowa on who only they had Iowa game on, and Iowa, I want to say Iowa scored 7 points.
Yeah.
2 safeties.
That's when we left.
So your offense is trash. It's like you scored 7 points, 2 safeties.
I don't think we've ever seen or at least we never witnessed a safety in the first week of college football.
Not that I can't recall. But 2 safeties? Your defense legit.
Right.
But that offense?
Trash.
Trash. You want to mention any college football team that you really thought was...
I'm going to mention 2 players.
Okay.
Richardson at Florida.
Man, Anthony Richardson was balling.
Nice.
With that 15 on.
Yeah, and I called it last week. That was the dog of the week.
Okay.
They came through.
You did, absolutely.
In a clutch because I was nervous.
I was nervous.
Sweating, and it was the last leg on my parlay.
I told you to ride. Let it ride.
I was going to hedge it too. Instead.
What Russell Wilson say? Let's ride. Let it ride. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Broncos orange. Let's ride. Broncos orange. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Just put my jersey on for the first time. Broncos orange. Let's ride. Green screening it.
Hope you're my baby.
Wifey. All goodies. Let's ride. Let's ride.
So cute.
Let's ride.
Broncos. Let's ride. That was really my voice when you asked me, Charles, should I hedge it? This is me. Let's ride. My bad, dog.
Instead, I put in the parlay on the 12-30 games and went 4 out of 5. So either way, I was gonna lose that money regardless. So.
But Florida came through.
Florida came through.
So, hey, week 1, success for you. Congratulations, my boy. That was a good pick.
I also wanted to mention one more player. We really don't talk about a lot of freshmen when it comes to college football, but I watched one freshman in the West Virginia game. Showed out, man. His name is C.J. Donaldson. He wears number 12. He's listed as a tight end. And the commentators were like, yeah, but they got him listed at tight end. Coach was like, nah, you'll see him running the ball today.
Put that boy in the back.
7 rushes, 125 yards, and a touchdown. When I saw him run that touchdown, I'm like, man, who is this big old freshman? Big old freshman.
Tight end.
Bro, bulldozing folks in the end zone. That's the type of football I like to see. So I'm going to pay attention to him all year. He looked like he might do some big things in the next couple of years. So
Absolutely. And
C.J. Donaldson is his name.
C.J. Donaldson. I'm going to remember that. And I know we riding with West Virginia and Virginia Tech all year. It's not going to be us riding with them to win the games all year or cover spreads, but we watching them and actually having some action all year. West Virginia, they did what I thought they did, I thought they were going to do. Honestly, I thought they could have pulled out that W at the end. Some mistakes happened, but they definitely covered the spread on that end, so that was great.
Virginia Tech, on the other hand, did not cover that spread.
They had all the momentum.
And lost the game.
They came out so hyped. I was like, yo, they about to put this work on Old Dominion.
But you know what? Sometimes the sun even shines on a dog's ass, so.
We're going to get that on the shirt for you, man. like, yo, come on, man. That's one.
Man, you know
you only got 3 to use today.
You know I stole that from D Peeps.
Look, I do remember him saying that when we was playing too. You only got 2 more times. That's 3.
Yeah, don't let him give you a pick and you don't take it.
Man.
Or don't that's where I got the that's what you get for thinking fat meat ain't greasy. I stole that from him too.
My mama used to tell me that, oh, you think fat meat ain't greasy.
But it makes so much sense when you bet on something you know you're not supposed to be betting on.
And then you look and think about it. Dang, fat meat is greasy. Throw that joint up in the pan and let it cook. Fat meat is greasy.
All right, so this week, Virginia Tech has Boston College. Right now, I'm undecided if I want to go with the Virginia Tech and the 3 points or mess with that total, which is at 46.5 right now. But I will know by kickoff.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet. It's kind of early.
Okay. I have with West Virginia. They are at home.
Mm-hmm.
They do play Kansas, and they are 13.5-point favorites. Kansas did win their game. Kansas is getting better. But do I think Kansas will surprise you here and there. They will definitely surprise you.
The entire Big 12 played well.
They really did. Kansas will surprise you here and there. Now, do I think that West Virginia can cover that spread? I do. You know why? That boy JT Daniels was throwing that ball.
Yeah, he was.
And that defense, I mean, they played a top 25 team and played them to win and almost won. So
should have won.
And they definitely should have won. And then you're going to be going to West Virginia. I don't see Kansas coming out with a win or a cover on that end, you know. So, of course, I'm going to roll with West Virginia. That's my team that I'll be following all season, and I'm definitely going with them to cover that 13.5. We'll see if it goes down. If it goes down, I'm definitely going to take that right away. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch that spread throughout the week.
Yeah, if any point I can catch Virginia Tech at like -2.5, I'm going to just jump on it. Just for the hell of it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And before we go past or into our NFL or any other segment, I do want to also mention that Clemson and Georgia Tech game.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it.
The quarterback?
What you got to say about the quarterback, my boy?
I won't call him I won't call him trash. He's still a young man. I won't call that young man trash. But
when the pressure get tough on him?
I'm going to tell you right now. He will get taken out the game. I give him max game 6.
Yeah?
Max.
6?
Game 6 max, bro. Game 6 max. if you would have watched the game and seen how he played. So last year, well, let me take it back to when he was backing up Trevor Lawrence. He came in for Trevor Lawrence, started a couple of games. He went 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, close to 1,000 yards in those little 5 games. Balling. So they like, okay, we got us a good quarterback right behind Trevor Lawrence. Last year, he threw 9 touchdowns, 10 picks, and looked horrible.
Bad ratio,
like, he literally looked horrible last year. Clemson won in spite of him last year. They went 10-3 and won in spite of him last year. That defense,
crazy,
still crazy. That defense is a powerhouse. I don't think that defense is going nowhere. But the defense can only hold up so much. If you turning over the ball on fumbles, you messing up. Like, I'm watching him, bro.
Making them work so much harder.
Making them work so hard. And I'm just like, yo, he went 19 for 32, 210 yards, 1 touchdown. The backup quarterback, who I want to say is a freshman, came in closer to the end of the game, went 4 for 6, 49 yards, and threw a touchdown. When I say he was
part of the game,
he came in, I want to say at about the 4th quarter. But really, Clemson didn't break it out until the 4th quarter. Yeah. Like, the game, if you would have watched the game, bro, Georgia Tech had momentum all game to stick with them boys. They had momentum all game. The only difference is Georgia Tech lost 16 players to the transfer portal and lost their best player, which was their running back, and he went to Alabama. So, for them to finish 41-10, man, that's crazy. So, Clemson will be one of those teams that I'm not messing with unless I'm going. If they have a high spread and a team that I feel like going to cover, I'm gonna go against them. Yeah. But don't take no. I'm gonna warn you now. Don't take them
you telling
on
me
no
right
big
now
spreads.
Is we dodging Clemson?
Absolutely.
And we dodging anything after halftime with Oklahoma State.
Yep. And South Carolina has always been a no play for me. So I guess that's a Carolina thing right there. Right now, that's a Carolina thing right there. But yeah, South Carolina, no. Clemson or 4 with big spreads, no. Anything after halftime for Oklahoma State, no. Not doing it. Not doing it. But
what y'all think about the Jackson State boys?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you, man, Drew. Hey, I wanted to bring that. I wanted to bring that up. Jackson State. Shout out to Jackson State. Even in their water crisis, they came out super focused, and they're showing you why Deion Sanders has literally taken HBCU football and put it on the shoulders.
Right.
Their coaching staff is great. Their recruiting is great. And the way they
get better and better
they playing, it's gonna get better. Their facilities now match facilities in Division I, like your Alabama's. It's a little lower tier just because they don't have the financing like that, but it's definitely up to par.
How many active black athletes do you think is out there that's wishing they could like jump on this train and like get with the HBCU wave that's about to start growing on us right now?
I think it's going to be a lot. You know why?
I'm talking about current players right now, thinking like, man, I should be over there, or
current players right now
over here.
It's definitely a few. I think a few. Now the top tier,
because they all 18 plus, bro. They got to understand what's really going on right now.
Yeah, the top tier, they're not going to really like. If you at Alabama, you those kind of guys, you know Alabama is going to give you, or these big schools, Clemson, USC, you know they're going to give you your best shot without working too hard to get to the NFL. You can work hard, but you ain't got to work too hard. But the game has changed since we played. Like back when we played, it was almost impossible for you to go to a HBCU and have the same publicity that Alabama has.
The publicity, yeah, that's definitely impossible. But it's not impossible for them to go to an HBCU and make it to the NFL.
No, it's definitely not impossible.
It's rare.
It's rare, but it's not. But you know what's the craziest thing is, if you go back into history, your GOATs, your top players in the NFL, in the record books.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan, Texas State. Texas Southern, I'm sorry. Walter Payton, Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jerry Rice, Mississippi Valley.
Now, what I'm saying, and I agree with you, like you stating facts. What I'm saying is, all this is coming out now. There wasn't any emphasis on it when we were younger. Nope. Yeah, of course we heard it, but swept under the rug. But now they're putting emphasis to it, throwing it in our face. Not throwing it in our face. I don't want to say it like that.
Right.
It means something to us now.
It means something.
And again, we're more mature than we were back then.
Right.
If they were trying to tell us something, we weren't trying to hear that.
We weren't. But the game changed too, though. So I think,
and I'm excited where the game's going to.
Absolutely, and I think with the fact that you can turn on the TV and watch any channel is going to help them. The fact that you have Deion Sanders primetime, who is the guy heading that, is going to help because he already had a platform by himself. He primetime.
No,
NFL connections.
If I'm not mistaken, Eddie George got a team too.
Tennessee State.
Yep.
And that's where I was going next. You got Eddie George with Tennessee State. So you're going to have these coaches that's going to start saying, you know what, I'm going to just go take my talent there and bring my boys up to speed. I loved what Deion Sanders said. I think a reporter asked him, maybe this was before the season, if he wanted to play like a school like Alabama and get paid. You know, when they play schools like that and you see those type of schools on their schedules, it's to the point where they're getting paid millions of dollars or $100,000s of dollars to go play and get drugged. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, that's a preseason. That's like a scrimmage game for these powerhouses.
Jamboree.
Jamboree. And Deion literally said, "Yo, I'm not putting my boys through that because they're not ready for that yet." He said, "Give me a couple of years. Let me get my guys in the middle, which is those big dogs on the line.
Right.
Let me get them together because those big dogs on the line, that's who make the difference at the end of the day."
Right.
You got them big dogs on the line.
And the rest of them, they not really worried about what he trying to say, bro. They trying to get these ratings out there.
Absolutely.
Deion's a big name. Let's get him on TV.
Yep.
Granted, I can see where that could be a good thing, but it can also be a terrible thing when you throw somebody out there that ain't ready like that.
Absolutely. And going back to the game.
I think within a year or two, with the way that the recruiting classes are going to start changing and altering, man, give it a few years, man. These HBCUs going to start being able to bang with some of these schools, bro.
Absolutely.
And I keep getting all these top 5 recruits.
And I also think that you'll start seeing them more on nationally televised levels, not your ESPN 3s and things like that. You'll see them on ABC.
We can watch all that right now.
Oh, yeah. You know we can watch it all.
I'm watching all that.
We can watch it all. But they put the work on Florida A&M 59-3.
The work.
Man, Shador came out 29 for 33, 323 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Sheesh.
He was slinging that rock. Pause. Just had to get it out of my system real quick. But, no. Hey. What's crazy is he had the chance to be at Alabama.
Right.
That's where he had a chance to be at Alabama. And then I want to say initially he was it Florida State that he was going to go to? Yes. Because he was going to play for Willie Taggart.
Florida State, Alabama, and I want to say LSU was one of his options too.
Yes, but he signed initially with Florida State. And then once Deion got the job at Jackson State, both of his boys went with him over there. And it's like, he got the NFL connections. So go work hard. Go work under somebody that really have your back.
And they going to listen to him, too.
And they going to listen to him.
They going to come out there and watch just because Deion asked them to.
Absolutely. So, shout out to Jackson State. That's also a team that we're going to follow. I definitely want to start putting out more HBCU content on that end. We got to see what Tennessee State is going to be doing this week with Eddie George, head coach over there. Much respect to Eddie George. The Heisman.
Man,
Hey, he Heisman winner.
I told you I met Eddie George before.
No, you never told me. Where you meet him at?
Prom night.
Prom night?
Yeah, bro. We had a little issue on our party bus, and when I hopped off, he was the body that was at the bottom of the door. So
What?
I bumped him, bro. And, like, you know, not even thinking, like, man, get out the way. Look up and realize it's Eddie George. Got humbled so quick.
What'd you say?
Quick. I didn't say nothing, bro. I turned around and looked for my date.
I'd have been like this. Sorry, Mr. George.
I didn't even apologize. I just turned around and looked at the bus.
Look.
Hey, baby, where you at?
Look, Mr. George. Sorry, man. You my boy, man. You know the game you had? I loved you in that game. I'm sorry, Mr. George. But, yo, NFL news. We're going to be hopping over to NFL. But with our college picks, anything that we do, we're going to be posting it on a separate video. We definitely going to give you our dog still. I'm excited for college football week 2. Now I'm going to actually implement my strategy for the season. Week 1 was literally just to throw it all out there. Let's see what happens. So
When should I expect this write-up?
my write-up,
Yeah.
man, you're going to be seeing some write-ups real soon.
I know, but
because you
when
know
do I
how
expect-
you might see it by Friday night. Just depends on who. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You know I like to have them in and by Friday. So if you want to write up, hit me up. Don't hit me up too late though. Now, as far as NFL, going over to the NFL again, starting Thursday, we have football.
Let's go.
We have the Bills and the Rams. What's that spread on that, bro?
The Bills are favored 2.5 points. The odds for them to win the game is minus 135, while the Rams, the odds to win is at plus 115.
So the
I
Bills.
like the Rams, dog.
You like the Rams?
I like the Rams to come out and, you know, defend their Super Bowl, start the season off with a win. However, I do believe that the Bills will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year.
So,
But
with
they
that
just gonna
being
come out the
said,
gate losing.
do you think that the Rams are going to represent NFC?
No,
No.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. It's hard to repeat. Number
It
one.
is hard to repeat
But
because I know who's gonna be there for the NFC.
go ahead and say it.
The Dallas Cowboys. Come on now.
Go ahead
Come
and say
on
it.
now.
Hey, come on, Skip.
Honestly, the Cowboys are not my prediction for the NFC. I would love to see it. They're not my prediction. If I could choose right now,
Right now.
I
AFC,
can't.
you got the Buffalo Bills.
I can't choose for the NFC right
Just
now.
throw somebody out there.
I'm not gonna throw out nobody I don't believe might really have a chance.
Okay. Well, I respect that. I'll throw out my whatever.
You gonna say Buccaneers?
No. No.
You gonna say the Saints?
No.
You're not gonna say the Packers?
No. I don't even want to say who I'm really thinking, but
No,
let's
now
just
you have to.
no, bro. Let's
Now you
just
have to.
no. Let's just keep going
right.
because I don't even want to. I don't even want to give him that much respect right now because
Just
I
say
got
it. We'll bleep it out.
49ers.
Bro,
But
man, go on to the next. Go on to the next
Buffalo
topic.
gonna win it though. So, but with that being said,
49ers.
Buffalo, hey, that's just my. That's without studying. That's without doing some research. That's without. If they stay healthy, bro, they do have one of the toughest teams in the NFC.
They do.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna be biased on that.
And they schedule's gonna be easy.
They schedule is gonna be easy.
Well,
and then you know what,
First
though?
6 for sure.
It's a lot of bets on Philly right now too. It's a lot of bets, but they do have the number 2 easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, but
Philly.
I still feel like folks wasting their money on Philly.
I think Philly is going to be all right though, but they just can't beat the Cowboys. So we looking at that game. I think Stephon Diggs comes out, set the tone. Him and Josh Allen, and I do think that Buffalo gets that win. So you taking the Rams to win the game. I'm taking Buffalo to win the game. What we putting on it?
The bottle you already owe me?
Nah, we ain't putting no bottle on there. We got to put something on there if we could put on the next show.
The dub.
Okay.
The dub.
All right.
The dub.
Man, you be, bro. I be wanting to punch you.
Sorry, man. I got this Kung Fu grip.
Man, look. So I'm going Buffalo. He going to Rams. Man, Drew, who you got? Game 1. Rams, Buffalo. Buffalo. Okay. So it's
myself.
It's 2-1 right now. We're gonna have that.
myself.
We keeping that. We keeping that up. Now,
At the end of the season, what we get? Since we're gonna keep record of
I don't know what you want to do. What you want to put on?
I don't know. Let's just get a little dog money trophy or something.
Dog Money Trophy. Okay. So we'll have a Dog Money Trophy, and we'll show it, and
And you can just go ahead and put my name on it now.
maybe we'll get a belt or something. Then I'll keep it.
And just put
'Cause
Big
you're
Bang all the way across.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win it
It's
next year.
not happening.
All
It's
right.
not going to happen. But we'll put that on there. Our game of the week, of course, is going to be the Cowboys versus Tampa Bay. So that's another game that we're going to put up on there. So we're going to keep a tally of these. Our just to win. We're not talking about point spreads, just to win or lose. Mandrew, let's start it off. Game of the week, Dallas and Tampa. Who you got?
Dallas.
Who you got, Mar?
Dallas.
Who I got at Chubbs?
Dallas.
Dallas, of course. Come on now. You already know what it is. Did I just look, third person? Chubbs said he has Dallas.
Chubbs, ask Chubbs how you feel about that.
Chubbs, how you feel about that? Chubbs, I'm glad you asked.
So it's
Dallas
you, dog.
is who I'm going with. But no, hey, game of the week. I'm excited to see that game. It's been a lot of movement on our line and a lot of movement on their line. We did pick up Jason Peters from our rival, longtime Eagle. But at the age of 40, he's still moving. Last year, he played 15 games and was a dog in those 15 games.
The last time Tyron Smith played 15 games.
I don't even remember. I can't even tell you.
Tony Romo was a quarterback.
Maybe it was Drew Bledsoe that was the quarterback. I can't even tell you, bro.
I respect the dude, so I'm not finna just spit on him, man.
Tyron is a beast when he's healthy.
Hall of Famer.
Like Hall of Famer for sure. He just cannot
He's just
stay
a little long in
healthy.
the tooth.
You can't make the club in the tub, and that's just what it is.
I was
That's
on that all episode.
That's just what it is. Outside of that, it's a lot of good games that's to be watched. You have Cleveland and Carolina. That should be one of those social media buzz games where you have Baker Mayfield going back
And the
or
Browns
Cleveland
gonna
going
win.
in there. You got the Browns winning with Jacoby.
I'm not betting on it though.
I might
If I
put a
do,
little
I'm taking
teaser
the
on.
points.
I'm gonna do some teasers. I'm gonna be teasing some
Where's
games.
the line for that right now?
Right now it's at plus 1.5 for Cleveland.
It started
So-
at 2 though, right?
It started
2.5.
at 2. Yep. So Carolina is getting all the love right now. You got to think they do have a healthy
I
CMC
think
right
the line
now.
is gonna move again before kickoff on Sunday.
But outside of that, you also have Las Vegas Raiders traveling down to the Chargers. What you think about that game?
I like the Raiders, bro.
I like the Raiders to cover that and
I
to
like 5 possible dogs this week.
yeah.
5 possible. So
Yeah.
I'm probably only gonna take like maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
The Raiders are one of them.
Okay. So I like the Raiders too. I think they'll cover. I do think they have a chance to win that game. That's going to be one of those important games because they
They need to win every divisional game, bro.
Absolutely. And I think that game has just as much potential to be just like last year's last game.
That should be game of the week.
That should be game of the week, but it's not our game of the week. So it'll be second game of the week. But outside of that,
Only because that division is going to be so tough this year, and everybody's eyes are on that division right now.
that division is going to be tough. I am looking forward to seeing what the Saints do. More so for Jameis Winston. I really want that man to succeed. Like Jameis is, he be doing the most, eating these W's and.
It's the workouts, bro.
It's the workouts, bro. No, the interviews be killing me. Like the interviews be killing
Yeah,
me.
he don't need to say much in front of that camera.
I be
He just be making sense. It's just like,
no.
why
bro.
do I understand what he's saying?
I don't even know if sometimes he making sense because I be sitting there like, what? wait, what? What did you just say?
Man.
What did you just say? Nonetheless, I will say I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm going to be putting in a definitely a teaser. I have my strategy already set and ready to go. So that's in the plans. For your dog of the week, who are we giving out for your dog of the week, bro? Is it college, NFL? You got
we're
both?
going to go NFL. I've
NFL?
already called the Rams.
Okay.
I'm going to let that be my dog of the week, first game of the season.
So you're taking the money line, right?
I am taking the money line.
Okay. Marv's dog of the week, Rams, money line. Me, I'm going to give you two. One for college, the college play for the dog of the week. I like Baylor. They are traveling to BYU. And I actually like Baylor to come out and win that game. They are plus 3.5, so I definitely take the plus 3.5.
I wonder why it's so close.
Because BYU, they traveling to BYU. I don't think they giving Baylor enough respect this year.
Exactly.
After what they did last year, I don't think they're giving them enough respect. But my college dog of the week, Baylor, plus 3.5. If you feel comfortable taking the money line, take it. But I'm definitely taking the points. Plus 3.5 is, that's a given. If it changes, stick within. But I do see them winning the game. So feel comfortable. If you get it at plus 4, if it start moving up, I'm definitely taking that.
Right.
But 3.5 right now, I'll take Baylor. And for my NFL dog of the week that I actually like, I'm going to roll with. Okay, I'm gonna just roll with it. I'm gonna roll with the Vikings.
It's not bad because they were one of my possibles too.
I'm gonna roll with the Vikings. I do see, like I said when we were doing their review for their division, I do see Minnesota winning this division. They made some changes, head coaching changes. They made some offensive changes. They have a legit squad that can really compete with Green Bay. I think people just have Green Bay as pegged as like they can't lose just because Aaron Rodgers is there.
Well, Aaron Rodgers does own that division.
He does own that division, but
it's time to relinquish.
It is. You know what I mean? What Kirk Cousins say when he was in Washington?
You like that?
You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that? Hey, I'm gonna take.
He was showing out that game.
He was showing out, bro. I'm gonna take Minnesota this game 1. They in Minnesota. I'm gonna take Minnesota game 1. Dalvin Cook is about to feast. I know Green Bay has a line, and they have a good defense, but Dalvin Cook is a beast.
So Minnesota ready, huh?
I think Minnesota is ready.
All right, well, let's get it, man.
So that's who I'm rolling with. If they don't cover, hey, we win some, we lose some. This is just dogs.
Right.
But we will be posting on a separate video each week possible game props, player props, because if you're listening to our show, Boyd Gaming has a very similar app to FanDuel. They give you basically the same props. They just don't allow you to parlay everything.
And that's the only difference.
That's the only difference. But if you want to make a little money and you really feel good about a one-teamer, like a one-play prop, which you should, that's a way to really build your bank.
I meant to check in with you about this before we started recording. I was reading some of the house rules for that. And a lot of actually all the casinos out here, they won't let you parlay any player props.
No.
So do you think when FanDuel comes out here in the next couple of years, the rules still be the same?
I don't think so, bro. You know why? I don't think so because FanDuel
because they have the right to
they can
stop all that.
They can stop all that.
And they can stop it wherever they want to stop it.
They can stop all that and they can stop it where they want to stop it. But the thing is, if you're going to stick to that old mentality and stick to that, you know what I mean, you bringing it, you're losing out on money. You're losing out on money. At the end of the day, FanDuel has taken over as the top sports book. Their revenue is crazy. And it's because they have so many options.
And they touch so many places.
And they touch so many places. So if Vegas plans to exclude it for now, if Vegas, if they decide to say, hey, we want to keep up with the times, they kind of like the old school basketball players that always want to stay in the that want to stay in the 90s.
That's because Jordan took all they shine, bro.
they want to stay in the 90s. Like, you got to move on with the times, and right now the times is saying, hey, we got a lot of players and a lot of people, and you got to think about how many new players or new bettors there are in the world across each state that is going to just throw out $1. If you take 1 million people, which they have,
1 million losers,
1 million losers, and they put down $1, that's $1 million. Think about that.
And I ain't betting no $1.
Oh, I do it all the time on FanDuel. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Oh yeah, well, because you can parlay your props.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I would definitely do it on FanDuel all the time because you can parlay your props. And that's what you have to think about it like that. Like, if you can parlay your props, why not? You know, so they're going to have to get with the times. And speaking of player props, they got to get with it soon. But speaking of player props, I'll definitely, more so, I like to do the analytical. I don't know if Marv is going to be doing too much of it, but I'll be giving you some really good player props who I think can make some differences with anytime touchdowns, over under on their total for receiving yards or rushing yards, things like that. But Marv is your man for full out games for sure. So keep up with us. That'll be posted on the side. We also will be going to different segments. So we want our Dawg Money listeners, we want the dogs out there, we want y'all to participate. We're going to put out on there each segment. We want some feedback from you guys because we want to get you on the show, as in like little clips. So when we start posting this stuff, please send us stuff. Please send us questions. If you want us to address certain things, send us a question. Let us know.
Email, via DM if you have
email,
our number.
DM if you have our number. Let us know. Because it's important that we're building up this community, and we want you guys to feel involved. Again, whenever we're on, if we're going to be out and about watching games and we post it on here, feel free to meet up with us. You know what I mean? Have some drinks with us, watch some games with us. Let's just parlay it out. But stay tuned. Watch the next show. You got anything, Marv, before we up out of here?
You know me, man. Like, subscribe.
Tell
a friend to tell 10.
Tell a friend to tell 10 to tell 20. That Dawg Money is here to stay. When you smell that grass,
I'm out.
wipe yo.
Thanks for watching. We love y'all, man.
Love y'all, man. Thanks for watching. Peace.
When you smell that grass, don't turn it off because your boys start to flowing.